What's up, guys? Welcome to Daily Refinement. I am hoping this works. I am testing a new system. I'm going to give you guys 13 reasons why your sales are slow, and let me just test if this is working okay. Please comment in the chat if you can see the screen, but I want to review people's eBay stores live. If you guys can see the chat, let me know and we'll just get started. Good to go? Okay, so what I want to do here is actually review stores, and I want to give you guys 13 reasons why your sales might be slow. Hold on. Trying to learn how to use OBS. Let's see. We're good to go? You just finished watching Tech and Sports' video? And no, it's epic. It's epic. Oh, I can't hold that up? Okay, I'm just gonna have to have the comment screen here as we go. So bear me as I continue. Okay, you guys ready? Is everyone wondering why their sales are slow? Please let me know in the chat and I'll get started. Let me know if you can hear me okay. Yeah, Tech's video is insane. I watched it quite a few times already to try to figure it out, and then I'll have a reaction video coming up soon. Okay, so in the description of the video, can you guys see where you can post where you can submit a free listing review? The page is going to come up like this. I can do it for free, but you have to let me post the video on YouTube. So I need to know your name, your email, a clickable link to the listing you want reviewed, what's your biggest hurdle with reselling, and then give me as much detail as you have so I can give you the proper review. So just want to make sure we're live, and let's do it. Okay, so I'm gonna go, once I have these, I'm gonna give you a rating on a scale of 1 to 1,000, and you guys can see in the top right, 600 and below is failing. So I did 7 reviews today. 1 got a D, 1 got a B, the rest failed, and I'm gonna go over why. So it's not one thing that you're doing that's making your sales slow. It's a combination of 13 different things that I have here on the right. The popularity of your product, your pricing, your title, your photos. Are you known for selling that category, or are you an authorized dealer? Your best offer, if you have it or not, condition description, your item specifics accuracy, your shipping costs, your return policy, your description, your promotions, and you have similar items in your store. I know that is a lot, but that is why your sales are slow. You're missing a few of these things, and that's why people aren't finding your item. So this number one, this first listing, is a Yu-Gi-Oh card. Everyone can see it right on the screen. Big Matt in the group, I don't know if he's in the group or not, but he has a Yu-Gi-Oh card that's not that popular. So the sell-through rate's not very good, so he gets a 2 out of 10. And he's priced twice as high as all the other cards in that category. So I would guess this item in the current condition it is right now will never sell. If it does sell, it's going to take 2 years or longer, or if he gets lucky, it'll sell. But if you price things twice above the market and it's not popular, unfortunately, out of 1,000 points, this only gets 278. It's just priced too high, and the popularity of the product is too low. Title is pretty good. Photos, I give him a 3 out of 10 because there's only 3 photos. But if you got to go against your competition, for this category, 3 photos is probably fine. I'm just saying, for judging all of eBay, 3 photos is okay. Could be better, but again, when you're selling cards, everyone's doing 2 or 3 pictures or just 1 picture. It's not going to hurt you too bad. But I recommend going at least, if you want to get a perfect 10 on this, you got to have at least 10 good photos. And I have how I actually rate everything written down, and it's proprietary. But you guys should get a good idea of why things are selling slow, but how heavily I weigh every category is proprietary. So I think I've done so many years of research on how heavily these affect the pricing. And again, if you have a non-popular product and too high of a price, you're gonna pretty much get an automatic F from me. Where do I source? I source from flea markets, thrift stores, and garage sales, or I buy past season liquidation, and I get that through brokers or directly through the brand. A couple of brands have been selling me their goods that they can't sell at the end of the season. Also, I work with people who foster those relationships. Okay, so number one, Yu-Gi-Oh gets a 200 out of 1,000. This will take longer than 2 years to sell, in my opinion, in this condition. Okay, next is This brand, Irregular Choice. Let me know in the chat, have you guys heard of this brand? This is Irregular Choice. It's a pair of dark red shoes in a women's size 8. It's kind of interesting because I've never heard of this brand, but it's actually a very, very good brand. The sell-through rate is phenomenal. So this is Kay. Kay reached out to me. She doesn't have very good sales. She only has 8 sales in the last 30 days with about 300 items. At that current rate, it's going to take Kate at least 3 years to sell her items. That's how slow they're selling. At least 3 years. So that's not good, right? So she's got to make some changes. So starting with this item, Irregular Choice is a fantastic brand. Sells really, really well. So she gets a 7 out of 10 for how popular it is. Now, there's a lot of deductions, but even though she started with a really, really good item, everything else in her listing drops it down to still an F. It would still, in my opinion, take about 2 years for this item to sell, even though she has a really good one, because the pricing is just right in the middle, so I give it a 5 out of 10. There's a lot of people priced lower than her, but I'm not really mad that she has it listed for $80, but if your sales are slow, maybe don't price right in the middle of the market, because she's kind of desperate for sales. With 300 items, she only sells 1 or 2 items per week based on her sell-through rate. I can't live off of only 1 or 2 sales a week. You gotta be more ambitious with your pricing if you want it to move fast. I reviewed a lot of the other items in her store today. Pretty much everything is listed at the very high of the market, very top of it. And again, it doesn't sound like she's desperate for sales based on her pricing. It's priced like towards the top. So in my Poshmark closet, I list roughly 10 a day, and we have about 10 sales a day. And on my Whatnot stream, we sell between 400 and 800 items a day. So that's for me. If you guys have any questions, throw it in here. Also follow Bold Finds in the chat. But this is the problem, right, Mandy? Mandy says, what? Why would it take so long? These are awesome shoes. A lot of errors on this listing is the reason why. The pricing is right in the middle. The title could be a lot better. There's a lot of keywords missing from this pair of shoes. The photos are all right. I would give it a 6 out of 10. I wish she had just used these regular photos and not this white background. And this reeks of desperation to me, because she has these photo room photos that are edited, but she didn't pay the $5 to get this removed, which is like, come on, at least crop it out. This is like pretty lazy to leave that in there, and plus you can get in trouble for using these types of images. But in my opinion, these photos just on her pillowcase or wherever this is on her bed sheets, they look better than the white background because they're more natural. Like this is a better photo to me. Now you'll see she gets a 6 out of 10. This next listing sells shoes. I give them a 10 out of 10. These shoes are fine. Neutral background, natural lighting, no editing, no wasted time, all the angles. These photos to me look way better than Kay's photos, because Kay's photos are like just not as professional, right? Versus this is just like on a white background. You can make this background for $5. Doesn't cost a lot of money to make this, but these photos are much better, in my opinion. So I only give Kay a 6 out of 10 for photos. She's not known for selling these brands, so she gets a 0. She has best offer turned on. Her pricing for shipping is okay. She has buyer pays return shipping, which is all right. Seller pays return shipping is better. And her description and promotions, she's not running any promotions on this one. And her description is just I. So it's just an average listing, and an average listing means this item is going to take about 2 years to sell, which is right on par. Her normal items take about 3 years to sell. There's nothing wrong with this item, it's just not optimized. So what we're talking about in the group is optimizing our listings so that they sell fast. You don't want to be average, because the average person takes 2 years to sell their items. We're not going for average here. We're going for killer, awesome sellers that take no prisoners and sell their items between 0 and 6 months. So anyway, pretty good listing, Kay. Needs a little bit of improvement everywhere, and that's going to make your listing sell way faster. Okay, next is this listing by Red Ropa. Now, this one is pretty good. The only problem is that the sell-through rate on these Sperry's in size 10 is not that great, so these particular shoes don't sell that well. And she has them listed for $56, which Honestly, if you look hard enough, you can get a pair of brand new Sperry topsider shoes for $50. They're expensive brand new, but the competition is selling these items for $20 to $30. So she's priced like twice as high as everybody else, which makes it really hard. And I give this listing a 378 out of 1,000 because mainly because the popularity of the product and the pricing is just way too high. Also, there's a couple of errors here on the listing. Right here it says appear unworn, men's size 10, but that's not true. If you go through all the listings, you can see a couple of defects on the shoe. Unworn shoes to me means perfect. She even puts on the description, back heel has one small ding. That to me is not brand new. So she's almost advertising it like new. So that little bit of a discrepancy can turn a customer off. So even though this listing is pretty good, a couple of those errors are going to make it so this shoe takes a really, really long time to sell. And again, when you get everything that we talk about in the group right, your sales are so fast and you sell it for so much more money than everybody else just because you're paying attention to these small little things. And again, let me know in the comment section below if you guys think this is information that's useful or not. And if you want a review, go to bit.ly/dr free review, submit your listing, and I'll take a look. Okay, here's a listing. This lady, right? Photos are very good. On a mannequin, she's got photos of it in all different angles on a hanger. She spent a lot of time taking these photos, and I still give it an 8 out of 10. The reason why is because when you take this much time to take photos, it really, really slows down your process. So hopefully she can just move towards photos like this because these are a lot faster. If she might have stolen these photos, but she didn't steal these photos, and these are her actual photos. These are really good, but they take a lot of time. I still give her an 8 out of 10 because it takes her too long. You would not be able to get enough listings to make any money reselling if you do this. So you have this listing here. This particular dress, Ralph Lauren, is not like the best brand. Luckily, it's a great print. It's floral. It's size 16, which is a fantastic size. It's a great color. It's a great style. It's towards the end of the summer, so the sell-through rate's like a little bit lower than you would hope. But I do give this a D. This is a listing that I think will for sure sell between 6 months and 2 years in its current state. It's just that it's not that popular of an item, and so it makes it a little bit hard for it to sell fast. It's good, but not great. Good items take between 6 months and 2 years to sell. We're looking for great items so we don't have to wait that long. This is pretty good, but again, good means slow. So we're looking for great. The only way she could make this sell faster is if she discounted the price significantly to like $20, $22. I think in that scenario it would sell in 3 months or less, but $34.25. This dress is at Macy's for $25 to $35. Anyone in America can go to Macy's and get this dress, or TJ Maxx. It's not rare at all. So online, you've got to be a really good deal for people to pull the trigger immediately. And this is just, again, this is an average dress. So it's going to have an average sell-through rate. And I think a lot of people listening right now, hopefully you get the message from me that your listings are fine. But fine means 2 years to sell, right? So fine is not going to cut it anymore. And I have so many different ideas on why that is in the future as well. Fine is in big trouble in the future because there's just so much competition. So let me know in the comment section below if you guys like this commentary. And again, there is an example of a B+ coming up soon. So here's one. Polo Ralph Lauren dress, maxi dress, great one. But essentially, this one, even though a lot of things are optimized, I'm still only giving it a 450 score, which is like a failure because the pricing is just way too high. $79.99 for this dress is so out of what this dress is going to go for. I give it a 0 out of 10. A new dress you could definitely find for this brand for less than that. So essentially, this item might never sell. It's priced way too high. So she did a good job with the other things as far as like she has best offer turned on. The title is pretty good. The photos are pretty good. She ships fast. She pays for return shipping. She has a very reasonable shipping charge. $6.99 is very reasonable. This might actually be £1 to ship. It depends on how heavy the fabric is. DeMarcus is asking, do I do discounts on my items? Yes, almost always I offer discounts on my items. It's part of my triple threat concept where you offer a markdown, you do a coupon, and you do a promoted listings. So discounts are very common with online shopping. That's sort of the name of the game right now. But this item, it's just disappointing because it's good everything, but the price is too high. So next, we're gonna move on to 3 Found Pennies. This listing I really like, and you can see the promotion going right here. So they get a boost because they're doing a promotion. So you have a coupon. They don't have a markdown, but they're probably promoting their listings a bit, which is really good. It qualifies into there. Hey, I'm glad that you're here from Reddit. Okay, so we have this listing right here. It has an extremely high sell-through rate, so I give it an 8 out of 10. These jeans are very, very popular and they're in demand and a lot sold. So I give this listing is going to sell in 3 months or less, and it's the best listing of all the ones we're reviewing today because it has everything going for it. Good title, good photos. You see how natural this photo looks? It has best offer. The condition description is actually better than just pre-owned. Like it says missing buttons or broken no stains, missing buttons or broken zippers, which is nice because on a lot of vintage items people are missing that stuff. So this is a legit this is the best listing that I've seen today. Pictures look nice, they have great titles, they're running promotions, they have best offer, they're priced competitively. Everything is really good. The only thing is they're not like a hugely known for these types of items, which is, it's okay. It's not a huge deduction, but honestly, I would be surprised if this listing takes longer than 3 months to sell because everything is optimized, and that's what we're talking about in the group. Great item, plus everything is optimized. I would be very surprised if this sells in longer than 3 months, honestly. Totally optimized, great item. So fantastic job, 3 Found Pennies, best listing today. Next, this vintage Brook Brothers sport coat. It's pretty good. So this listing has the promotions going for it. Title is good. We talk a lot in the group about titles, and this one is pretty decent. The main problem is just the sell-through rate on this is not super high, but otherwise optimized. So this particular listing, I think will take between 6 months and 1 year to sell. And that's not terrible, but 6 months to 1 year, essentially the reason why it's taking so long is just because of the category. Blazers don't sell particularly fast. So I don't want this seller to get discouraged if they don't sell right away, just because less people are looking for this item. So if you have a store, right, and you are posting items like this, your sell-through rate is going to be a little bit longer and you're going to need a bigger store. But I do like the profit margin she's going to make on these types of items. So I consider great items that sell for high profit and fast. I consider items good if they sell for low profit fast. This I would consider a bad item in the sense that it is going to get the profit you're looking for, but it's going to take a while to sell. And in the beginning, when you don't have a lot of capital, this can kind of weigh you down as you're waiting for it to sell. It's all right if you have a little extra money and you're building up your thing, but just because it takes a long time to find a customer that's looking for this. How important is a spreadsheet? A spreadsheet is all right. You don't need a spreadsheet, to be honest. When I ran my eBay store, I just had the active listing as my spreadsheet. Just be very careful when listing, and I went through my inventory constantly to make sure that I wasn't I went through my inventory to make sure that I didn't have anything not listed. My listing system is sequential, so it's very easy to check if I don't have things listed, but don't need a spreadsheet, but you definitely need to do your accounting. I recommend on a minimum once a month. Once a week is the best in my opinion, especially when you're beginning, so that you can make sure you know what you're doing financially. And then at the end of the year, essentially, if you have all your ducks in a row, you can just do your accounting once a quarter, in my opinion. Once a quarter at the same time you file your employee taxes if you end up doing that. Zane says, your sales have been so slow, like extremely slow. Competition is starting to copy your private label design. Yes, so it's difficult. When you sell private label, people copy your items, and eBay has decided, or Amazon has decided, that your listing is not as good as somebody else's listing. They're going to give that traffic over there. I have a replenishable store as well. What I am doing is constantly doing new designs. So 1 pair, 2 pair, 3 pair, 4 pair, mix. This one and this one, orange one and the red one and the blue one. I am constantly mixing it up to try to rank higher in specific numbers. And as I'm trying to rank for certain things get picked up, but there's no free lunch and it never lasts forever. Hope that makes sense, Zane, but like some of my listings that did really well at before don't continue to do well. They're like, sometimes they do well, sometimes they don't. So hopefully that makes sense, but in that game, you've got to constantly be adjusting your copy and your title and your photos to get people going and adding new listings. Let me see here. Am I happy? So this is a good question. I would say that I am 95% happy. What do you guys think of that? The reason why I say that is I always think I could do a little bit better. It does make my wife annoyed because she's like, why can't you just be 100% happy? Why are you 95% happy? Why can't you just enjoy 100% of it? But I can't. I'm just like always thinking I'm 95% happy. So I was asking my workers this question because one of my workers says she's about 60% of the time happy. Sometimes she's sad. She goes through more emotions. I'm like 95% happy, but always wishing I could do a little bit better. And then my other worker runs at 80% happy. So you guys decide on your own. How happy are you on a scale of 1 to 100? Maybe you guys can throw it in the chat. Let me know how happy are you. I'm a 95% happy. I'm pretty freaking happy. I have pretty much everything I want. I do whatever I want all day with whoever I want, whenever I want. I don't have to work. I don't know how much happier I could possibly get than that. Like that, I'm healthy. I'm trying to get healthier, but 95% healthy. Okay. When it comes to suits, the ones that you find don't have sizing like 40R, is there a way to measure it and get that size? Of course. There's about 12 different measurements on each blazer that customers may or may not want to know. The more expensive it is, the more they want to know. Or some people, as long as it's close, they're going to get it tailored by their fancy tailor. Depends on who your final customer is, how important those measurements are. Blazers come in R, S, and long, which is regular, short, and long. What measurements would qualify for what? You can just Google shirt guides and it will tell you, suit guides, it will tell you all the important measurements for different people. Mercari's been good, but you have to be cheap. That's kind of what everybody's doing right now. Guys, I didn't know this, but a lot of the discount brands are kind of struggling. Dollar Tree, Ross, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, they're doing okay, but not as good as before. So I actually think that people right now are spending a lot of money on other stuff, not just shopping. Rent's more expensive, groceries more expensive, so we might be in kind of a crunch right now. So maybe you guys need to lower your prices a tad. Not something I like to do, of course, but maybe it's just required because people have less money. Ook says you have global shipping selected, but it still asks for a price to be entered. That's a little annoying, but just make sure that you opt into the GSP and they'll take care of that. People are saying they're 79% happy, 80% happy. Jumbo shrimp is 66% happy. Yo, I think that I am 95% happy. Pretty damn happy. Yeah, and if you guys haven't checked out Tech and Sports' channel, he released a video. You guys know I've been talking about doing the podcast with him for 3 years, and he just launched his YouTube channel today. So I think it's gonna be very viral, but I don't know. You know, it's just like he's such an unusual person, and I feel like his results are so unusual that it's gonna make him really viral, because just he's been consistent for over a decade, and that's just so uncommon. What do you guys think? Okay, so again, if you guys want a free store review, please go to bit.ly/dr free review. Maybe somebody help me put that in the chat. bit.ly/dr free review. If you enter in a specific listing in your store, I will do a review and email you the link to it, and it'll go up live. Hey Joe, so I might try a Depop, but I think it's nice that when Joe makes me feel good, because Joe says that the methods that we talk about on eBay and Poshmark and Amazon still apply over at Depop. E-commerce is all the same. So I don't know if you guys agree with this or not, but like when you have the skills to do like what we're talking about today, which is popularity, finding popular products. Good. Okay, let me ask you guys. If you can find popular products, you can price them well, you know how to write titles, you know how to do photos, you become known for selling that category, you have best offer turned on, you're really good at accurately describing the condition, you know all your item specifics, you have a reasonable shipping cost, great return policy, great description, great at promotions, and you have lots of the same items, are you going to do well? That's a lot. I just went over the 13 reasons why your sales are slow. If you're good at all 13 of those, you could probably go on to any platform and do okay. That's why I don't buy this I cross list so that I don't have all my eggs in one basket. Yo, you're not good at any of these 13, like you're not good at the 13 things that you need to be successful. So like, that doesn't matter. That's not gonna save you. If you're bad on Poshmark, Mercari, and eBay, losing one of them doesn't matter. It's like you have to be, if you're good at what you do, you can go to another platform. Do you guys think that if I went to Depop, I would be able to figure it out? I hope so. I hope that I have enough skills that I could go to Depop and figure it out. eBay is always watching. Even though I don't sell on there anymore, they always watch my videos. I totally recommend every single item best offer. You see my grading system up here? You get a 10 if you offer best offer, and you get a 0 if you don't offer best offer in my grading system. And all 7 listings that I reviewed, they have best offer. It's very common. Not offering best offer is kind of like extremely out of style. The 13 list is buying popular items, pricing them well, great title, great photos, becoming an authorized dealer or being known for that category, best offer, condition description, your item specific accuracy, your shipping cost, your return policy, your description, how good are your promotions, there's 11 on eBay, and do you have multi-quantity or similar items. Most people are not good at most of these things. So that's why their sales are slow. It's not one thing. There's no one thing on here that can save you. You have to do multiple things right in order to sell an item. You had your first Whatnot show, spent over an hour with no sales and gave up. A lot of people came and went, and I needed a dollar star. Oh man, it's tough. Whatnot is not for the faint of heart. It takes some time to get some traction. So a lot of people are like thinking that Whatnot is easier. If you guys watch Back from Burnout, can somebody please put Mel's channel in the chat? She just did a warehouse interview with my workers for my Whatnot operation. It's not easy. There's like a lot of things that we do, like hundreds of things that we do to make Whatnot working, because it's these 13 things plus you have to have some salesmanship and some personality, and you have to be consistent. It's tough. It's tough. Jumbo Shrimp says the first 2 are 95% of it. I have the first 2 as, not to give away too much of my secret sauce, but I'm a minimum of 50% of it. Jumbo Shrimp already caught my drift. He caught my drift. Okay. All you need is great items at a great price. Jumbo Shrimp, are you giving away my secrets? Bro, are you giving away my secrets? Okay, so Smale says inflation is the buyers what deflation is the sellers. That's true. How you do anything is how you do everything. Couldn't agree more. That's super on point. Price things a little higher to account for best offer. Hell no. Hell no. That is why so many sellers struggle. The promotions and the best offer come out of your bottom line. You do not get to mark your items up and then artificially mark them down. That doesn't work. Customers are not stupid. So like, I even swore and got rid of my YouTube monetization because that's how much I hate people who mark things up and mark them down. That doesn't work. Can McDonald's say, yo, our Happy Meals are $70, but they're 80% off? It's only $10. That doesn't work. Because customers know your Happy Meal is not really $70. So it just makes customers think that you're stupid for doing that because they think that you're trying to trick them. Please do not do that. Let's see. If you're only on Posh now, what would be the main ideas you focus on some of the 13 rules that don't apply to eBay? For Poshmark, you also need to share. Sharing is about 5% important. If you have great items at great prices, you don't need to share. I know a lot of Poshmark influencers would be sad if I said that, but it's true. You have great items, great prices, don't need to share. Don't need to answer any lowball offers. I get about 10 sales a day without best offer. And I get more sales from accepting offers. And I counter offer all the lowball offers. So I'm getting into the season of about to start Poshmark Live. I'll be doing a lot more Poshmark Lives in the future. I think I found the perfect lady to help me do that, so I'll be talking to her soon. The store reviews are hopefully eligible forever. Forever. Thank you, James. You have a bipolar store? I feel like that too. Reselling, it's either going to sell or not. Hey, New Country said that they're not selling on Whatnot because they want to get good at selling on eBay first. Thank you for heeding that advice, because it's really hard to do more than one thing at the same time. It looks like I do more than one thing at the same time, but I really don't. I really do one thing at a time, add something to it to make it work before I continue on to the next thing. Kohl's makes a good living marking up and giving silly discounts. Kohl's got sued for that and lost. It is illegal to do that. You have to actually price your items at a certain amount and then offer the discount. And people on eBay are not that silly. MSRP will do the heavy lifting for you. Guys, you guys know what MSRP is? Manufacturer suggested retail price. That's what you use, not your made up price. Use the MSRP. Which is hard if you've always been poor. It's true. I had the worst financial education ever, which was spend all your money. We live in America. You can just buy it on credit. That's what my parents taught me. That is incorrect information. So I spent the first 30 years of my life on doing that. And that's not good advice. My wife, on the other hand, got the good advice. Live on half of what you make, invest the rest. She will never have to worry about money, because when she made $10 as a kid, she saved $5. I did not learn that until much later in my life. So what you learn when you're poor and broke is something different than maybe rich kids. Maybe their parents tell them, hey, you know what? Maybe save most of your money. I didn't get that memo. Where do you recommend selling older used t-shirts in varying quality? eBay. Sold your first item on Poshmark. It was new in box soccer cleats. Amazing. Jay, that is the best thing ever. I just released a video today talking about the 6 levels of reseller. I consider myself a level 6 reseller. Level 1 is what Jay did. Selling something that you got for free. Amazing. I'm sorry, that's level 2. Level 1, there's a lot of people still in level 1, so Jay just started and he's already level 2. Is it all about finding 500 items to sell? You don't need that many. You can start with a lot less. You can just start with one item that sells. I hope so. I hope my show is packed. I want to sell 4,000 shoes in one day. Let's go for it. If you had 1,000 items that sell for is that a good start? It depends on what they sold for and if you made any money. Where do you see your store in the next 5 years? It's hard. Because like I have 2 young kids. I love spending time with them. And it's like really hard to build a big business with that. So I'm 95% happy, as I want to remind you guys. But building a big business requires all of your time. And I think that this is going to sound really sad. But I think that ship has sailed. I don't think I can build a gigantic company at this point in my life. Maybe later when my kids are grown up, but we're talking 18 years from now. So maybe when I'm 50 years old, or wow, 60 years old. That is so sad. When I'm 60 years old, do I really want to build a big company? I think at that point, I may just want to enjoy the remaining years I have in my life. The ship has sailed for me to build a big business. I should have done that before I had a family. At this point, I just got to be happy with what I have. I see what it takes to build these big companies, and I can't do it. I don't have enough bandwidth. It's kind of sad, but I don't think I can build a business. I don't have enough time. So where do I see myself in 5 years? Oh man, it hurts me to say this. Only a little better than where I'm at now. Just like maybe marginally better. Maybe 96% happy. Let's see. You've been saving for over 10 years like that? See? You got the memo. I didn't. You can sign up and get one of the... I'm giving away 20 iPads next Friday. You don't have to buy anything. You can just sign up using my code. You don't even have to sign up using my code. You can just sign up for Whatnot. Go to my auction and enter in the fine print for free. It's illegal to force people to buy something to enter in a drawing. So you guys can enter for free. Hand to mouth is really difficult to make ends meet. Oh, I agree with you. I've been there, and living paycheck to paycheck is horrible. The levels, hey, so the levels, I just barely put it on my website at dailyrefinement.com. It's the first page, so on the blog. So here we go. Level 1 is making 500 bucks. Level 2, okay, this is gonna hurt, but you don't get to go to level 2 until you don't have any items in your store that don't match what you determine as solid. So if you guys are like, I want to make $5 profit an item, you don't get to go to level 2 until there are no more items in your store under $5 profit. Sorry, because I get to make the levels because it's my blog. Once your store is done, you got all the junk out of it, then you can start at level 2. Because I want to really stress that if you have junk in your store, you got to get rid of it. It's ruining your store. So level 2 is $600 a month. Level 3 is $1,200 a month. Level 4 is $3,000 a month. Level 5 is $6,000 a month. Level 6, which I consider the highest reseller level, you're making at least $18,000 a month. The reason why I say that, private user, is because I think you should make at least 3 times your income and save 70% of your income. Sounds crazy, but if you want to be rich, you got to do that. And this video and this channel is about making people rich. If you save 70% of your income, you're so far ahead of everybody else. That's why I put it at $18,000 a month. You live on less than $6,000 a month, I consider you a level 6 reseller. Okay. Actualization agent, I recommend you do the MSRP of the product or estimate and then go down. No, hell no. Do not use cross-posting software. I used, what was that company called that I used? Sellhound. And I've tried Vendu and I've tried List Perfectly. All of them are a waste of money, and I wish they would all go out of business. They're taking all the money out of people's businesses, and they have no business cross-listing. They're bad on one platform. Now they're bad on 5 platforms. And it just makes 0 sense to me. Like, they're like, I sell on 5 platforms and make $5,000 a month. Bro, if you just listed on one platform, you'd make $20,000 a month. Why are you doing that? $5,000 a month is not good. That's broke. $5,000 a month, after you subtract your cost of goods, your rent, your gas, all of that, there's nothing left. And they're talking about $5,000 a month gross, not net. $5,000 a month in sales is like 1 to 6 sales a day. 1 to 6 sales a day on 5 platforms? Just sell on one platform. And the people who cross-list are always on their phone. And that's not good mental juju. Always being on your phone to check things. And List Perfectly and these companies are charging you $30 to $70 a month for no reason. You don't need them. I promise you, one platform, all your eggs in one basket, makes a lot more sense. Okay. Will I be expanding so I have a website, dailyrefinement.com. I do about $20,000 a month in wholesale. I don't want to do that anymore. So I will be phasing that out. This last stuff that I have with wholesale, I think that's it. I don't want a wholesale business. I want to sell to the consumer, ideally. Better to take a low ball offer. Oh wait, what is a good sell-through rate? I consider 3 to 6 months a good sell-through rate. Under 3 months, great sell-through rate. Better to take a low ball offer or just wait it out. Depends on how easy it is to replace that item, right? So let me give you guys an example. If you got a $500,000 Lamborghini, would you sell it and you got it for free? Would you sell it for $100 for a quick sale? I hope not, because you could sell it for $490,000 if you just wait. It's very, very hard to replace a Lamborghini that you got for free that's worth $500,000. Maybe wait for all the money on that one. But a pair of used shoes that you got for 10 and you're asking 30 and somebody makes you an offer of 18, maybe take the money and run. That's very common, right? You get a pair of shoes for 10 that's worth 100, maybe don't give it away that easily. Jay says, not sure is the right place to ask. Oh no, I can't sell it, but you can. There's no restrictions of selling good American on Poshmark. I just can't because I bought 4,000 pairs and they asked me not to do that. So when you're buying these big giant bulk items, they don't really want it on eBay on Poshmark if you're gonna degrade the, like if I posted these on eBay for $15 free shipping, it would, I'm sorry, $15 plus shipping, it would piss the brand off. And I'm not about to do that. I'm trying to build a long-term relationship. So I could do that. There's no law against that, but it's not a Vero brand. Not a Vero brand. I could advise people to build big companies. I'm still waiting for that bag. So I think Tech and Sports could consult a billion-dollar company, no problem. I could consult a little bit, but mainly I would just be getting coffee for him. He knows a lot more than me. Yeah, so actualization says that inflating your store is counterintuitive. Counterproductive. I agree with that. Am I open to house wholesale pop purchases? I am open to that. If you want to do that, you can DM me at chris@dailyrefinement.com. Damn, my truth hurts. What do you guys think? If I cut you deep before, give me a thumbs up. But I'm not here to make friends. I'm not your friend. I'm your online, for entertainment purposes only, reselling guru friend. Okay. You wish you had good lights. I agree. How do you know what has a high sell-through rate when there are millions of products out there? You become an expert in what you do. That's it. Wow, there's a lot of questions today. I'm doing a live tomorrow as well. Ali says she agrees with not using cross-posting software. If you're going to sell on Mercari, just sell on Mercari. If you're going to sell on eBay, just sell on eBay until you get to 30 sales a day. Once you get to 30 sales a day, you can cross-post. 30 sales a day, you can start paying some serious bills and start saving some money. Under 30, I recommend staying on one platform so you can get really good at it. When you list 5 items a day, I always list in the categories that eBay recommends, not my own. And the closer they are, the better you're going to rank with my system, because the more items that you have together, the more likely you can sell 2 to the same customer. My average sale is more than 2 items per order, and that makes me so much more money than selling everything one at a time. End of the garage sale here. Yep. Flip is free. I still don't recommend using Flip for anything other than sharing your closet. Let's see here. You guys want to see my Poshmark closet? Let's check it out. Let's go to current year. Can you guys see this on the screen? So far on Poshmark, I'm at $76,582. I've been on the platform for a few months. If you add in shipping, we're like almost at 90,000. Wow, 2 chins. If I was actually making money, I wouldn't have to make videos. That is interesting. You know what is interesting is how much time I really have, because I've been doing it quote unquote the correct way. I literally have so much time. It is wild. Before, when I didn't know what I was doing, it took forever and I didn't make any money. And now that I know what I'm doing a little bit, it's interesting. Wow, Gigglebox killing it. Very nice too. I'm not even gonna block you because not true. Let's see. Can you sell old, really worn shoes on Poshmark? Of course. Yeah, you gotta add in shipping. You can do net earnings, but currently I'm making about, let's see, what am I making? 40,000. I was, my net is 60% on this because my cost of goods is only 17,000 on this. But yeah, Poshmark has been on fire. I love Poshmark. It's been good. This month it's been kind of up and down, but I love Poshmark. I haven't been as active on it. It's okay, but I should end the year at 200,000 and about 120,000 profit, hopefully. I'm not putting a ton of time into Poshmark, but I will be more as I start to hire more people. But no, the after Posh fees is this one. So after Posh fees, I'm happy if after Posh fees I get 20 grand per month. Last month is a little bit short. So here's the sales. Sales is this number. It went up while you guys were here because I got another sale. Would you have ever done Poshmark if I had my eBay store? No. I would rather be on eBay. Way bigger. Way easier. I can't sell on eBay right now. That's why I'm on Poshmark. But I'm still confident I will get my eBay store back. Yeah, I'm confident I'll get my eBay store back. Let's see. How much higher can you price an item compared to Therapy? I hope you're not pricing above that. Let's see. John, this is interesting. Okay, I have a question for you guys. Would you consider me an expert? Last year on Whatnot, the platform had 100 people out of 1 million sellers that did $1 million last year, right? 100 people. I'm one of those 100 people. I wouldn't necessarily consider myself like I know everything, but I'm telling you, bro, I think I know like more than average. I don't know. I'm not saying I know everything, but it's like hard to look at my results and the other people that are doing it, and it honestly looks fake. When you look at a normal reseller and they're selling 5 a day, and I just started and I'm already at this point, it looks fake. So I don't know what to say. Don't know what to say. Should you list bad death pile items? No, you should just donate them. I do use listing software. I use Flip. I don't know though. It's very hard to like, I don't know. I feel like I don't get enough credit, but it's all good. Whatever. I can. Let me put this in the chat. I've been reviewing people's stores for free. As long as they're willing to devote 10,000 hours to studying. Holy crap, how many hours have I spent on reselling since 2017? Oh my goodness, bro. This is so wild. I have spent 21,000 hours reselling. Thank you. Wow, interesting. I'm good but not an expert. I can take that. I don't know if I can accept that because here. I don't know. Can you guys see this? I'm gonna go out. Oops. Actually, I'll do another video later. Oops. I'll do another video later. It is interesting though. No, Hussein, I don't do that. Hussam, I don't do that. I don't know. It is really interesting. I really want to walk outside, but I don't want to take my computer setup with me. What would you consider an expert then? I'm curious. What would you consider? What about my Poshmark closet? That's only because of my audience too? You played Skyrim more? Alright guys, I'm gonna take off. That's a really good question. It's a really good question. I'm gonna check out the what I consider myself an expert. That's really interesting. It's really interesting. But everyone have a great day.